In this video, we will see about update strategy within the session, session configuration, flagging rows within a mapping, update strategy expression, forwarding rejected rows, update strategy and lookup transformation, update strategy and aggregator transformation, performance tuning.
So update strategy actually, this is the active transformations and the connected transformation. Why we are saying the active? Because we just change, means row change and something, and connected we are saying just it will be connected from previous transformation to next transformations. In update strategy, they to update, delete or reject row coming from source based on some conditions, right? Example, if address of a customer change, we can update the old address or keep both old and a new address. One row each for old and one row for new. In update strategy, that kind of concept we can handle. Suppose you want to keep as your old previous historical record as well as your new record. Then that kind of scenario you can handle by using the update strategy. This way we maintain the historical data, right? In data warehouse, this update strategy we are using always for maintaining the historical data. So the update strategy is used with lookup transformation. Like in data warehouse, we create a lookup on target table, right? To determine whether a row already exists or not, right? Then we insert, update, delete, or reject the rows source record as per the business need. Got it? In Power Centers, we set the update strategy at two different levels. How? Within a session, within a mapping. Session level, I was explained just previous. We can treat rows like this, and we can configure that value as a update else insert in target list. And second, within the mapping. First one, update strategy within the session. When we configure a session, we can instruct the integration service to either treat all row in the same way or use instruction coded into the session mapping to flag rows for different database operations. Got it? Now, like this, let me session configuration like this, which one already discussed. Treat rows as insert, update. These are the options. Insert as default. Specify insert always default. Specify operation for individual, right? So here we are using the data driven. If you can set up the following update strategy option like insert, same way is select the option to insert a row into target table that already explained, right? Now when are going to flagging basis, second option, flagging row within a mapping, right? So within a mapping, we use the update strategy transformation to flag rows of insert, delete, update, or reject. This is the option. Suppose if you are going to insert, then dd insert is the constant. You can write this keyword, or you can use the directory numeric value 0. It will work as insert. Suppose you are going to update, then dd update is the constant. You can write this keyword, or you can use the 1. Okay. Then update strategy transform, they can understand. Yeah, the user wants to update the particular record. Then they're going to perform particular that operations. Got it? In delete section, when are going to delete, then that time similar way dd underscore delete, and a numeric value would be like 2. And in reject case, they you'll same way that dd underscore reject, and the numeric value would be like 3, right? That way means you can provide the flagging concept inside your mapping under Informatica update strategy transformations, right? So this is the concept here, update strategy expressions. Frequently, the update strategy expression uses the IIF or decode function. Okay, they accept both conditions. Any of them you can use and write your own conditions. Right? Function from the transformation language. to test each row to see if it meets a particular conditions. Okay, and like this, if I have entry date is greater than apply date, okay, and then it will be go for reject, else update. That kind of all, or you can write the same condition, dd entry date is greater than applied date, then for 3 else 1. Then also it will be understand if you write like this. The above expression related into in properties type of update steady transformations. Okay. DD means data driven. You understand? Data driven we always use only when are we going to use the update steady transformation inside mapping. If not using the update steady, want to update without data driven means without update steady transformation, then that time you can use directly as a configure and session levels, right? So following rejects row like this, forwarding rejects row, we can configure the update state transformation to either pass rejected row to the next transformation or drop them, right? So by default, the integration service forwards a rejected row to the next transformations. Okay, the integration service flag the row for the reject and write them into the session reject file. Okay, if you do not select forward rejected row, the integration service drop rejected row and write them into the session log. Okay, if you enable row errors handling the integration service, write the rejected row and the dropped rows to the row error flag, it does not generate a reject file. If you want to write the dropped row to the session log, in addition to the row error log, you can enable the verbose data tracing. Verbose always just capture the line level logs. So each things if you want to read or to understand for understanding perspective, if how to work inside this particular transformation, how to read data, how to go in source qualifier, take the data and processing. Then that time you can enable that verbose data tracing and they can understand, take the complete log. Okay. So next things, update steady and lookup transformation. Suppose you are going to update steady, then that time we are going to use the lookup transformations. Okay. So update strategy transformation is used mostly with the lookup transformation. When are going to use the update steady, then that time most of the time we are using the by lookup. The row from the source qualifier is compared with the row from the lookup transformation. Okay, just like we are taking the example and determine whether it is already exist or in new records, right? Based on the this comparison, the row is flagged to insert or update using the update steady transformations, right? So lookup is actually doing nothing. That is taking the data means lookup is just taking the information from another tables, right? Will be closed by 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll take only 10 minutes class, right? Then we can. Okay. I need to drop my son to school.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So where I have. This one I try to explain. Suppose why are using the lookup? Lookup are basically using for just taking the data from the your existing means target table. When which one you are going to update particular table. That table we just pick the before going to insert, and on the when are going to when pick that data. Why we are picking the data? We are picking the data for just comparison perspective, so that we can just make sure the data is already exist. If that data is already exist, then we are going to update the particular record. Else we are going to insert as a new records. So that kind of scenario you can handle via lookups only, because there is no options provided by Informatica. There is the lookup transformation that can use and um, uh, we can take the data from your target tables, means your existing tables, right? So here is to try to tell always when are going to use the update strategy. The mostly with the lookup transformation we are using, right? The row from the source qualifier is compared. We are comparing that which new record, new columns means a new value. Column will be same. Compare with the row from the lookup transformation to determine whether it is already exist or new record, right? So this concept we can handle like this. In our cases, same way we are using. If you notice, the source qualifier already uses, then expression. In expression, we have created some checksum. That's a unique value, and the employee number, and again you have created another lookup transformation. Why we are lookup transformation? We have just taken the data as existing tables like target table, same target table, we just for comparison perspective, so that we can just validate if that employee is not exist, okay, then we are going to update the particular record, else we can go for insert. In update study, next topic, update study and aggregator. Suppose you are going to use the update study with aggregator transformation. That time, what will be the important things you can take? Sorry. If you place in update study before an aggregator, suppose if any scenario, right? Take the scenario. If you place update study before aggregator transformation, the way the aggregator transformation perform aggregate calculation depend on the flagging of the rows. Suppose you want to sum up the salary, right, by department wise. That time you need to use the aggregator transformation so that we can basis of the department you can sum up, calculate. And here is try to tell, suppose you use the aggregator transform before your update strategy, okay, then aggregator calculation, then aggregator transform perform aggregate calculation, he is perform like sum of the salary of the department wise, then depends on the flagging of the row. And for example, if you flag the row for delete and then later use the row to calculate the sum, then the integration service subtract the value appearing in this row. Here try to tell, suppose you want to delete something or update something, right? If you do the if you done any flagging flagging on the basis of that, right? So then why how to handle the integration Informatica service? How to handle this one? So they will handle like if you flag a row for delete. Suppose you are flagging this row will be delete, right? Then later use the row to calculate. The first integration service it will be delete the record, then going to sum of the records, right? So then the integration service subtract the value appearing in this row. So then it will be subtract the particular that row, means yeah, that record will be deleted. If it flag for insert, then aggregator add its value in the sum. Suppose if you add that value as a insert in your update strategy, yeah, that record will be go for insert. Then in the aggregator, they will add the particular records. Yeah, how many record you're going to insert, then it will be add accordingly by integration. They will handle by integration service. You understand? Suppose you are going to delete, they will compare before aggregator. Yeah, how many record you're going to delete. On the basis of that, they will do the aggregator calculations. Okay. Here is try to tell us, suppose you are going to, if you are place an update study before an aggregator transformation, okay. If your update study place before aggregator transformation, then that time of operations integration service perform the operations. Suppose you have done the flagging, whatever flagging you have done, like if you're going to update, then in update case there is nothing rows change, but if you're going to delete or insert, the row can be changed. Whatever change found in aggregator transformation, basis as that aggregated transformation will perform the operations accordingly, right? That things here just try to explain here. And what will be the important things inside we noted there in update strategy. Important note, like update strategy works only when we have a primary key on the target tables. Got it? This is the main point. If there is not primary key in your database table, then you make sure you can create the primary key at your own level inside the Informatica. Otherwise, your update study will not work. So make sure if the data DB team you have not created any primary key at your Informatica database level in target database level, then you make sure you have created by own in your PowerCenter level, that is primary key of any column, which one you found as a unique. Okay, so if there is no primary key available in the target table, then you have to specify. Here is try to say you have to specify a primary key in the target definition in the mapping for update study transformation to work, right? If not found in database, then you can create by your own, because update study does not work without your update primary key. When a performance tuning perspective, the use update study transformation is as less as possible in the mapping. Here saying, suppose if there's a millions most recorded, here try to tell you where is required, then you can use. In unnecessary, don't use the update strategy everywhere, right? Otherwise, it will be performance then okay, performance degrade. This type things are telling where is required, then you can use. But yeah, that things you can just try to use by some tuning perspectives also. Otherwise, yeah, if less record is there, then no issue observed. But if millions of record there you're processing in one go, then that time you observe it taking huge time to comparison and perspective. Okay, and that time it will be taking more time to process the particular records. Second thing here, do not use update state transformation if you just want to insert into target tables. If you want to insert particular data, only insert operation you want, then you can use without update strategy. Only and only you can use the update concepts, right? Instead use direct type map, right? Don't turn unnecessary use. Okay, direct filtering, etc. For updating, third important thing, for updating deleting rows from the target table, we can use update strategy transformation itself. Here saying when are using the update and delete, then that two operation if you require, then you can use the update strategy transformation. Got it? So this is all about this one update strategy. I will share and tomorrow we'll just because update strategy also will cover in our real-time examples, right? In our same STD1, because STD1 is actually a most important thing. We can conclude most of the other transformation as well here. So this one also, because when I'm not explaining, it will be some difficult to understand, right?
Thanks for watching RBP Cloud Technologies.